Hey, this is Marcus Buff Bagwell, and I'm got a chance to interview Danhausen. Here we are with the famous Danhausen. I got so many questions for him because it's just amazing on his journey. And the questions I've got is, of course, some of them are normal, but some of them are not normal. And the first question is, of course, is what got you started in pro wrestling?
Oh, let me tell you, Mr. Buff. Is that your last name?
Yes.
All right.
Well, no, first name.
First name,
Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell.
Yeah. Buff,
Mr. Bagwell.
Mr. Bagwell.
Ah, I like your hat. It's a nice hat.
Thank you.
Where you get that?
I made it.
It has your name on it.
Yes.
Well, that's nice. I need to get one of those.
Yes.
All right, anyways.
I'll set you up with one.
You said, what got Danhausen started into this business? It's a pageantry and the money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hey, you get a lot of money? Yes, I got $20 today because I signed my name on a toy. Isn't that crazy? It's $20 right there. It's real.
For 2 seconds, right?
2 seconds. So I did that. This pageantry. I get to wear this nice cape. You ever wear a cape?
Never wore the cape.
Well, you see, you get the cape, you get this hat. Sting did that once.
Right.
In London, he wore a hat, he wore a cape. It was nice. He had a coat.
Are you a Sting fan?
Oh, I love Sting.
Now, is this where...
No, it's not. People think so. I love Sting.
Right.
This is, I'll give you a little secret. You cut it up. You ever see the movie Exorcist?
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Do you?
Yeah, there's a demon in that movie. There's a little red under the eyes. So I just said, I'll take that red in that movie and I'll put it under my normal-faced eyes, and then it makes me look very evil.
Okay, but the original paint did not know Sting related.
No.
But you know, it looks a lot like Sting, right?
He looks a little bit like that bird fellow, you know.
The crow.
Yeah,
the bird.
The bird.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, but I like that. I like the costumes. I like the the athleticism. I don't really like that. That's hard. Broke my leg once.
In the ring?
Yeah. Guy landed right on it.
And broke it.
Snapped in half.
Who trained you?
Truth Martini and Jim Jacob. You ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Jimmy Jacobs, ROH guy.
Now that name, when you say Jimmy Jacobs...
Jim, I call him Jim.
Because you know, you're friends with him.
Yeah,
Jim.
Jim.
Jimbo?
You could call him Jimbo. He loves being called Jimbo. Call him Jimbo.
See?
If you see
Southern
him.
thing.
They call him Jimbo. He likes that.
Southern thing.
And then Truth Martini, he had a broken neck in the WWF, but he got away with wrestling without ever taking a slam.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Creative
so,
guy.
Yeah, very creative. And made money.
And made money.
See?
And one time he said, you smile too much. So guess what I did? Smile even more now. And now I make money off smiling.
Same thing happened to me. They were mad at me for talking in the camera.
Why?
They said, quit talking in the camera, Bagwell. And I said, no. I said, man, I go. And so I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And the fans, I got more and more responses from it. So as soon as I would come out to the camera, I would talk into it. And they were still trying to get me to quit talking in the cameras. The agents.
Yeah.
And I said, but I don't understand why. So then finally, we called them the suits.
Oh, the FBI.
Well, it's kind of like the powerhouse suits of the company.
Oh.
So the WCW suits came down and they go, Bagwell, you talk in the camera as much as you want. And I was like, yes.
You won. You said up yours
Yes,
to them.
yes, I did.
Yeah, up your policies.
Yes, I did. That's great. So what was your first match ever as Danhausen?
What?
And where did the name come from?
That's my name.
That is your real name?
That's my name. I'll show you my ID. Where's it at? I don't have my wallet.
You know what?
I don't have my wallet on me. I just have a wad of
But
cash
you're
in my
shooting
pocket.
your real name is Danhausen.
Yeah. Danhausen. The Danhausen, the real life Danhausen.
The.
Yes, the Danhausen. What was the other part of the question? First match. First match is Danhausen. What was it? I'm blanking. I think it might have been AIW. You ever been there? Absolute Intense Wrestling, Cleveland?
Never have. I've been in Cleveland.
I bet you'll go there one day. They like legends.
They do?
You're a legend.
Thank you.
Yes, so I think it might have been there. I was in a group called The Production. It was, again, pageantry. And they were a theater-based group. And our leader, Magnum CK, was injured with a lower back. And he was out of it. So that was his thing, was theater, like real theater.
Right.
So then I said, well, to evolve, we have to change because none of us cared about real theater.
Right.
So then we did, like B-horror movie style.
Right.
And then we changed it to that style group because it was us and not his.
Right.
And then we thrived.
And it worked.
Yes, slowly.
Slowly, but worked.
Slowly but quickly, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does make sense. In pro wrestling, it definitely makes sense.
Little bit. I don't remember what the match was, to be quite honest, but I just know that was the moment that this came about.
So this match happens, and
Yes.
you're working on this character.
Yes, actually.
When does it come through to where you're who you...
Fun story.
Come on.
One of the last things with Magnum CK, who was shortly retired after that, Papa Shango came into the ring. And you know what he did? He cursed all of us. Didn't really get me, though, I don't
I'm about
think.
to say, did it work?
Yeah, I think it did. It worked really well because now I'm rich and famous.
See?
And evil. So, yeah, I gotta thank him, I think.
You should.
Yeah, but everyone else was puking up black stuff, and I did not, so...
Then it didn't work. It didn't take.
I think I was too evil. I think it just benefited me.
It just helped you. It went the other way.
I want to say that was the first time. That's a nice...
So at this stage, though, in Cleveland, I'm guessing not much money.
No.
So
not quite, but it was coming.
But right.
Slowly.
So how did you think or know it was coming?
Once I started seeing people dressed as Danhausen.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
slowly.
Some people dressing up.
Yeah.
Like me seeing a top hat in the crowd.
Yes.
Hey man, it's catching on.
And then I go, you better give me some money, you're stealing my look.
That's right.
And then they buy my t-shirts because they like to draw fan art. Once the fan art and the t-shirts and the makeup started coming in of people dressing like Danhausen,
then
I knew something was working.
The money.
And then the catchphrases.
Which is what?
Very nice, very evil.
Very nice.
Because I'll let you in a little secret. If you're too nice, people do not like you. If you're too evil, people do not like you. So you blend it, and then they give you their money.
And the saying is
very nice, very evil.
Very nice.
And then
I like that.
Love that Danhausen, because if I say my name, if I add Hausen to the end of things, no one will ever forget my name. So you say Hausen, you add Hausen, Buff Hausen. Conan O'Brien said Conanhausen one time. Yes, exactly. Now it's embedded in everybody's lane. I learned it from a guy on a documentary called George Costanza.
Oh, wow. So the guy that played Seinfeld.
It always says Costanza. And I stole that, and now I say Danhausen at the end of everything.
And you'll remember it forever.
Forever.
So I should say Buffhausen.
Well, don't do that, because then you owe me money every time.
Oh, dang it.
Well,
I don't owe you no money.
You could maybe trade me one of those hats.
Oh, yeah, we'll call it a deal?
Well, I need a hat every single time.
Oh, that'd be kind of expensive.
I'll buy another house with all the money that I made to put these hats in.
The hats, so maybe you make a hat house.
Yeah, you know Matt Cardona?
Yeah.
Those toys?
Big
he's
Matt.
He's got a toy room. I'll have a hat room, but it'll just be these.
Just a hat, just above hats.
You have one of those?
I do.
You have a hat room?
No, I've sold all mine.
Walk-in closet?
I have like a wall, a Buff Bagwell wall of fame.
I love it.
Not a room.
You
but
keep
a
all your
wall.
stuff?
Yes.
Good.
Of course.
I like that.
So AEW.
Yes.
Where does it go from? You're figuring it out. You see that it's kind of working. Some face paint, some capes. I'm thinking you're seeing, and then who calls you from AEW? Is that their first big contract, AEW?
Well, I did Ring of Honor first.
Okay, so
And I teamed with PCO. You know PCO, yeah?
I do.
He's a mountaineer, if you will.
Yes, he is.
Yes. I did PCO. I wrestled Dalton Castle there, if you know him. He was one of their former champions. I was with Ring of Honor throughout the pandemic. And then I broke my leg after the...
At Ring of Honor, you broke your leg.
During Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I had broken my leg towards the end of them closing.
Okay.
And then, what was it, a few months later, I was talking to Brody King, who's a good friend of Danhausen, sometimes an enemy. And I said, hey, you're nearby Danhausen, I'll drive in and I'll see you. And then it kind of just went from there.
Really?
Yes.
So just
I met everybody.
But in your heart, were you thinking, hey?
No, I had a broken leg.
So you were just hurt.
I showed up to say hello to people. To their credit, Cody Rhodes said, "Well, you're doing something tonight?" And I said, "No, my leg is broken." He said, "I'll make sure you're doing something tonight." So Cody, I think, had a little bit to do with helping me get a job there. I believe Pepsi Phil had something to help with that. I believe Chris Judas had something to help with that. This is Jericho, because I did his cruise. I believe. Who else was there? Orange Cassidy, I believe, helped.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I think it was a nice
the boys loved you instantly.
I believe they all helped me get a job there.
Wow, so you're at it. I never really got a chance to
with a
talk
broken
to
leg.
you. But a broken leg, you walk in and get top talent guys that are in your corner.
Vouch, I believe.
Huge. No, without a doubt it was.
I believe, to be fair, MJF said, "Do not hire this man." Yeah, I stole his scarf once, so.
Did you really?
Yeah, I ran away with it. I sold it on the internet.
How much?
Oh, $1,000. Yes, it's pretty good.
Canadian or $1,000?
No, it's like $6. Yeah,
it is like $6.
I used to live there. It's like $6.
It is. It's horrible.
I lived by PCO when I lived there.
Oh man! So what city was that? It was
Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever wrestle PCO?
No, I never have.
He's a nightmare. He's a big fellow.
How big?
One of the largest. He also
really?
He also destroys his own body.
What does PCO stand for? Was there a name it stood for?
Perfect Creation 1. I like to call him Carl, personally.
Because his name's Carl.
My friend Carl is what I call him.
My buddy Carl.
Yes, yeah, my friend Carl. He's normal to me.
Can you say Carbo, like Jimbo, or?
Carl, but I don't think that works.
How about Carlhausen?
Carlhausen, you could say.
But
I just like
you
yelling,
might-
Carl! I like yelling that to PCO.
Again, how you doing?
Carl!
Okay. I love it. Okay, so now AEW's happening. Danhausen. I haven't seen Danhausen lately on AEW. What is Danhausen doing 2024? What's going on with Danhausen?
Well, I've been to Japan this year for the first time.
How'd you like that?
I loved it.
Tell me about Japan.
Food was great.
Whoa,
It was
whoa, whoa,
interesting.
Whoa.
What?
Really?
You don't like Japan food?
Brother, it was horrible.
No!
So you like
You probably like food in Europe.
it was better.
bad.
It was
No.
better than Japan.
No!
So you
Get out of
like-
here.
So you really like Japan?
Yes, you got sushi, you got wagyu all the time, anywhere you want, 24 hours.
Wow, it was rough for me, man. It was tough.
Well, you got what is the
tough.
famous steakhouse? Ribera?
Oh, we can't eat there all the time.
Oh, you
though.
could. Danhausen does. Slap it down, give me a filet, my friend.
Well, if it was that, I got a steak tray.
Yeah.
In every city I was in, a bunch of steak trays.
Pepper lunch, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Japan was good. It's nice. I don't know if people realize this, but I do not speak Japanese. But wrestling is so wonderful that you could just put together your bouts. You could say, I'm going to punch you in the face, and they get what you're saying.
They do?
Yeah, because I look at them in the ring and I go, oh, I'm going to punch you in the face.
And the crowd responds. They know.
Yeah. So I think very animated too. So they know what my curse is. They know what the teeth are because I can show.
They
the
really
teeth.
like your kind of characters.
It's
You had a
universal
good-
language.
Yes, you had a good time doing this. I'm sure you had
Yeah.
to. So Japan must be one of your favorite places.
Oh, it was the best.
Because the fan reaction
I
of
did,
your
yes.
character.
That was great. Like I said, it's like a universal language, wrestling.
Yes, it is. It's a dance.
Yes.
It's an art.
I did Ireland this year for the first time. I wrestled in England this year for the first time. I think I did Wales this year for the first time.
And
Did
response-
Hawaii.
That's a cool one.
Hawaii was
But
great.
Before Hawaii, what was your responses in in UK and?
Oh, it's great. I'm very popular in the UK.
That's great.
I think they like weird, quirky people. So
That's great. I
That
love
was
it.
good. What did I do there? I wrestled. I'm blanking on everything.
What did you go as Danhausen?
Oh,
or did
yeah,
you go,
always Danhausen.
But under AEW? Or
No, it's just Danhausen, independent style.
Independent booked.
Independent style. I did OTT. I did UPW. I think Ultimate Pro Wrestling. I wrestled Simon Miller, who has a famous YouTube channel, I believe.
Yes.
What else? Oh, it was for DDT and GCW.
Okay.
For Japan. DDT was fun. I did the dance with the dancing guy. We wrestled a giant panda one night.
I love it. That's
huge.
great.
What else did I do? Kikataro. I wrestled Kikataro.
So you've been super busy.
Been super busy.
Legs okay, nothing's wrong. You look healthy.
Leg
you
is
look
great.
good.
Pec is good. I tore my pec against those pesky ass boys. You know them, the gun club?
Yes.
They did their devastating maneuver to me. It destroyed my pec. It came right off.
Which one got you? Which brother?
Ooh, I think it was Colton Ass.
What?
That was their double team finishing move.
Oh, that one we
That
go up.
310 to Yuma.
Yes.
Came down, tore my pec. It's
Oh,
devastating.
you actually tore your pec?
I tore my pec.
That's a bad tear.
Yeah, it
Did
was-
it bruise real bad?
No, I didn't get to Cody.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
I got a squiggly line. It was lame.
reattach?
I think it was just a tendon that got
Okay,
reattached.
so
it
just
was
heal
worse,
up.
I think, technically.
It is worse. If you can't reattach it, it's worse. So, but no bruising.
No, I just got a
That's
squiggly
good.
line.
Okay, but no surgery.
Squiggly line. And Buddy Matthews told me, he goes, hey, he did his voice.
Your
He's
pec
Australian
store.
voice. You don't got no pec. He's really strong looking. You ever see him?
No.
Buddy Matthews, House of Black, huge
Oh,
guy.
yeah, the big boy.
Yeah.
He's got the real good body. Kid,
He's got
right?
the real- he
You
looks
got
like
Brody.
He-Man.
You got the
Yeah.
kick guy. And
Yes.
You got
Yeah, you got Malachi Black,
Malachi.
Brody King,
Brody King.
Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart.
Buddy Matthews looks real good. I like his
Oh,
style
he's
too.
the best.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's underrated.
I think he's underrated as well.
very underrated.
Because his work style is great as well. He's a great worker. He's a great wrestler. But Malachi, that whole thing's pretty good. Bro.
I love them all.
I like how the lights are.
I think
off,
Julia's
they come on.
great.
Yeah.
Tremendously improved.
I
Since
really
becoming a
enjoy it.
cheerleader into an evil person. I don't know. That's
Something.
sprayed in the face with the mist. They're trailing off on how great the House of Black is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they are. They're missing it, man.
I love it.
really
I love it.
But they're giving. They seem like you're giving.
Brody
them a-
King's in the Continental Classic. So I hope he wins. I hope he's the champion.
If you could put yourself anywhere you'd want to put yourself, where would you put yourself as Danhausen next week?
Ooh, next week I would love to go to Ireland with Conan O'Brien.
Really?
Yeah, he does his travel show. I would be able to go to Scandinavia or Japan with Conan O'Brien, do his travel show with him. I think that would be fun.
That would be
And it
fun.
wouldn't hurt my back.
And you wouldn't get beat up.
I wouldn't get beat
You
up.
wouldn't break a leg.
I would hope not, unless
Let's
you
say,
attack
let's keep
me.
it in the wrestling world.
Oh.
What would you, if
Well-
you could pick any spots you wanted, where would you want to be working regularly as a pro wrestler?
But I would like to just be on television, taking over the world, decimating my foes, cursing them, and then, the more my face is on TV, the more t-shirts we can sell, the more action figures we can sell, the more money can go in my pockets.
So more money can come in.
Yeah.
How do people find Danhausen?
Oh, like on the internet?
Yes.
Oh, hi. You can find me and give me one of these wonderful things.
Yes, or two.
Or two, I got two of them. On the internet, it is, I don't know, the Twitter is Danhausen AD. Instagram, I think, is the same thing. Who knows? I have a Patreon where I do wonderful extra bonus videos of cooking stuff and things like that, and interviewing people sometimes like this.
That's cool.
I don't really have time to do whatever, but it's on there sometimes.
Right.
Patreon.com/LoveThatDanhausen, YouTube.com/LoveThatDanhausen. You can go subscribe probably right now. They'll probably do a thing where you can click the bell or whatever. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Subscribe. I get
Yeah!
it. Yes, I get it.
And, with your donations to Danhausen, one day I can have a hat with my name on it.
Well, man, I really appreciate this. Well, it's a huge deal. Big fan, and answered a lot of questions of mine, Danhausen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Danhausen.
Buff.